You ever feel like there's a silent game happening and you're the only one who didn't get the rules one day? She's all business, distant, completely normal. The next, there's a shift. Her tone softens, her eyes linger. She stands just a little closer, and you're left wondering, is she sending signals? Or am I just reading too much into this? If you've ever asked yourself, wait, is she into me, even though she's already taken, you're not overthinking it. You're not imagining it. And no, you're not the only one who's been caught in this quiet confusion. Because here's the truth, no one talks about a woman can be in a committed relationship and still feel drawn to another man. Attraction doesn't always follow moral guidelines. It follows instinct, emotion, unspoken chemistry, and while society may frown on it, human behavior reveals it all the time. In small, hidden, barely noticeable cues. She won't say it, but her body might, her eyes might, her presence might. In this video, we're decoding the 10 subtle signs that a woman may be secretly into you, even if she's not available. These aren't random moments or innocent habits. They're backed by psychology, emotion, and thousands of years of primal instinct. And if you stay with me until the very end, I'll reveal a bonus sign, one that most men never recognize, but once you do, you'll never miss it again. Welcome to the Stoic Spirit, where we cut through illusions and get to the raw truth of human attraction. Sign number 1, her voice changes around you. Sometimes, what she says doesn't matter nearly as much as how she says it. Because when a woman is drawn to a man, especially in secret, her voice often gives it away first. She won't announce it. She won't confess. But her tone shifts, subtly, instinctively. Psychological studies have shown that women unconsciously change the pitch and rhythm of their voice when speaking to someone they're attracted to. It's not dramatic. It's not fake. It's softer, slower, more musical. Sometimes there's even a breathy warmth to it, like she's letting her guard down without meaning to. Pay close attention. How does she sound when speaking to others? Is she clear, sharp, maybe even a little cold? Now compare that to how she speaks to you. If her voice softens, if her words flow slower, if there's a gentleness that feels personal, you're not imagining it. Let's say you're in a group setting. She's professional and polished with everyone else. But when she turns to you, her entire tone changes. There's a little lilt in her voice. She laughs more easily, even at things that aren't that funny. That's not about the joke. It's about how she feels in your presence. Laughter, in psychology, is a non-verbal sign of emotional comfort and connection. It's the body's way of saying, I like how I feel when I'm around you. Now, to be fair, not every soft-spoken woman is into you. Some women simply speak that way by nature. But the key is change. If she sounds noticeably different when speaking to you than she does with others, if her voice becomes warmer, more intimate, more relaxed, that's not a coincidence. That's instinct, speaking louder than words ever could. Sign number 2, she makes subtle changes to her appearance. Attraction doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. One of the quietest but clearest ways a woman shows interest, especially when she's already taken, is through subtle shifts in how she presents herself around you. She's not showing off. She's not wearing a gown to the grocery store. But something changes. And if you're paying attention, you'll see it. It starts with the little things, a hint of perfume she didn't used to wear, a fresh layer of lip gloss she only puts on when you're near, An outfit that feels just a little more intentional, fitted, flattering, touched with color. She knows you once complimented. This isn't vanity, it's instinct. When a woman is drawn to someone, she wants to be noticed by him, and only him, even if she never says a word. Now watch what she does when she's speaking to you. Does she tuck her hair behind her ear, adjust her clothing, glance in a mirror or phone reflection just briefly while standing close? These are unspoken messages, biological signals sent without planning. Let's take a real-world example. You see her at the gym or at workplaces where comfort usually comes first. But suddenly, on the days she knows you'll be there, she seems more polished. Her outfit has more intention. Her energy feels prepared. That's not coincidence. Pay attention to posture too. Does she stand taller when you're nearby? Walk with more grace or purpose? Tilt her chin slightly upward when she knows you're in the room? These are primal efforts to be seen, to stand out, not for the world, but for you. Now, let's be clear. Not every woman who puts effort into her appearance is doing it for your benefit. Style isn't always about seduction, but when the changes are timed, when they align with your presence, when they're small, targeted, and specific to moments when she knows you'll notice, that's a message. A quiet, calculated one, louder than any compliment she could ever say aloud. Sign number 3, she finds ways to be near you. Attraction doesn't always arrive with grand gestures. Sometimes, it simply takes a step closer. If you start noticing that she's always near, always finding her way into your space, it's not just coincidence. It's proximity. And proximity reveals more than words ever will. She may not say she wants to be close, but her behavior does, loudly, repeatedly, and often without her realizing it. Here's what to look for. She used to sit across the room. Now she's beside you. She never went to that cafe before, but now you bump into her there. She's suddenly taking that same yoga class, that same hallway route, showing up at places you frequent, places she never cared about before. This isn't random. It's behavioral psychology. We gravitate toward what pulls us emotionally, consciously or not. But let's go deeper. Does she linger after conversations, even when they've technically ended? Does she hang around longer than necessary at group events or meetings? Is she always just there? Close enough to notice, close enough to be noticed. And when you move, does she somehow end up in the same spot again? That's not stalking. That's attraction quietly asserting itself. It's not about tracking your every step. It's about emotion pulling her closer, again and again. And it's not always physical movement, it's energy. You'll feel her presence shift when you enter the room. Her body turns slightly toward you. She listens more intently when you speak. She positions herself within earshot, even when she doesn't say a word. This isn't coincidence. It's desire disguised as routine. A woman drawn to you will naturally want to be around your energy. She may not be aware of it, but her comfort in your space, her calm near you, her unspoken presence, that's all communication. You don't need a love letter. You don't need a confession. You need to observe what her words don't say, because presence is a message, and consistency is the proof. So when you notice she's near again and again, not chasing, not forcing, just near, that's her emotional world pulling her where logic says she shouldn't go. And if she keeps returning to your orbit, even in silence, what she's not saying might be saying everything. Sign number 4. Subtle physical touches. When a woman feels drawn to you, Her words might stay quiet, but her body speaks. And one of the clearest signals it sends: touch. Not dramatic, not obvious, just subtle, almost forgettable moments that linger longer than they should. Maybe she brushes past you. Maybe she picks lint off your jacket. Maybe she taps your arm when she laughs, or rests her hand on your shoulder just a second too long. These aren't accidents, they're emotional anchors. Because the human brain isn't neutral when it comes to touch, especially from someone we're attracted to. Psychology confirms this. Even a soft graze can trigger oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's not just a feeling, it's a chemical shift. And here's what most men miss: she doesn't need a reason to touch you. She finds one: a playful push, a congratulatory high five, a light tap as she passes by. If it happens once, maybe it's random, but if it happens again and again, across different settings, conversations, and contexts, that's not coincidence. That's a pattern, and patterns tell the truth. Want to know if it's real next time you're sharing a laugh? Try this. Gently touch her forearm as you speak. Don't hold. Don't push. Just be natural. Now pause. Does she pull away quickly, or does she hold the space? Does she touch you back later in the conversation? Her reaction says more than her words ever could, because body language doesn't need permission to reveal the truth. Women understand this instinctively. They use light touch to test emotional safety, to feel connected without saying anything out loud. So pay attention, not to the big moves, but to the soft ones, the quiet ones, the ones that happen when no one else is looking. Because when she reaches out, however lightly, what she's really doing is reaching for connection. Sign number 5, she acts differently around you. Most people act the same around everyone. It's what we do when we feel nothing in particular. But when attraction enters the room, something shifts. And that shift, it's louder than words. If a woman is into you, she may not confess it. But watch her. Her body, her mood, her entire presence will begin to break pattern. Maybe she gets quiet, fidgets with her hands, plays with her hair. Her voice softens, or cracks for a second. She stumbles over her words, then laughs to cover it. It's not nerves. It's chemistry trying to stay composed. Or maybe she goes the opposite direction, playful, teasing, more energetic than usual. She laughs louder, leans in more. She's fully present, as if the rest of the world disappears when you speak. Some women open up emotionally. They start asking deeper questions. Not surface stuff, real things. Things that show they want to know you, not just talk to you. So here's what you do. Watch how she acts around others. Is she confident, composed, unaffected? Then suddenly different, more open, more alive when it's you. That contrast is the clue, because attraction doesn't always shout. It disturbs. It bends the routine. It disrupts who she usually is, because something inside her is pulling her out of default mode. Maybe she adjusts her clothes when you walk in, touches her necklace, bites her lip. Maybe her posture changes, even if only slightly. You're not imagining it. You're seeing the emotional truth leak out through her behavior. Because feelings have a way of escaping even when she's trying hard to hold them in. Her reaction to your presence isn't random. It's a sign. And the man who pays attention, not just to words, but to the shifts, the signals, the small slips in behavior, he's the one who understands what most never see. Sign number 6, her eyes tell the truth. They say the eyes never lie. And when it comes to attraction, that's often the truest place to look, because while words can be rehearsed and body language can be masked, the eyes, they reveal what the mouth won't dare to say. A woman who's secretly into you won't always speak it, but her gaze will linger in ways her voice won't admit. She might not even realize she's doing it, but you will, because you'll feel it. She looks at you when you're not looking. Then, the moment your eyes meet, hair dart away. Not because she's bored, but because she got caught. Or maybe she doesn't look away. Maybe she holds your gaze just a moment longer than what's socially normal. That half second of extra silence speaks volumes. It's her opening a door. She's not sure you'll walk through. And it's not just a feeling. Science backs it up. Studies have shown prolonged eye contact increases emotional and romantic connection. It's biological, primal, unconscious. When we're drawn to someone, the brain signals the pupils to dilate. The body's silent, yes. So next time you're with her, don't rush past the moment. Slow down. Hold her gaze just a little longer than usual. Don't starry. Just stay. If she holds it too, if she doesn't flinch, if her eyes seem softer, more open, more there. That's not just coincidence. That's chemistry bubbling just beneath the surface. And look for the micro-signals. A flicker of curiosity, a flash of vulnerability. That brief, almost imperceptible moment where her guard drops, that's where the truth lives. Most men ignore it. They think eye contact is just politeness. They miss the subtle invitation. But the man who pays attention, who knows that emotion leaks through the smallest cracks, he sees what others don't. He hears the silence. Because when she looks at you like that, she's not just seeing you, she's feeling you. And in that quiet space between glances, something real begins to take shape. No words, no games, just presence. And presence is power. Sign number 7. She dives into deep questions. A woman who's not interested won't ask about the deeper layers of your life. She'll stick to the surface. How's your day? What do you do? But when a woman is emotionally intrigued, especially one who's taken her curiosity breaks past the usual script, she wants to go deeper. Because attraction, real attraction, isn't just about looks. It's about the mind, the values, the stories you carry behind your eyes. She doesn't just want to know what you do for a living. She wants to know why you do it. She's not asking how your weekend was. She's asking what you'd do with your life if money didn't matter. What keeps you awake at night? What breaks you? And what still gives you hope? These questions aren't random. They're tests wrapped in empathy. She's watching how you answer not just the words, but the energy behind them. And more importantly, watch how she reacts. Does she just nod and move on? Or does she stay with you in that moment? Ask follow-ups and go deeper. And here's the giveaway. When a woman starts to open up herself, sharing her fears, regrets, childhood memories, or that dream she never told anyone that's not casual, that's vulnerability. And vulnerability is trust. She's not just interviewing you. She's building a bridge between her world and yours. This kind of connection doesn't happen by accident. It happens when a woman no longer sees you as just another man. She sees a kindred mind, a rare soul, someone who might actually understand her. So the next time your conversation with her feels like something out of a 2 a.m. heart to heart, you're not imagining it. You've stepped beyond surface level, and she's letting you in. Sign number 8, micro-reactions of jealousy. Jealousy doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it shows up quietly in a flicker of tone, a sideways glance, or a subtle shift in energy. You see, even if she's taken, if she's attracted to you, she'll feel something when another woman enters the picture, but she won't admit it. She won't say, "I'm jealous," because that would be too revealing, too obvious, too vulnerable. Instead, the signs are micro, quick, easily missed unless you're paying attention. So here's what to watch for. Bring up another woman in casual conversation. She could be a coworker, a friend, even someone you went on a date with. Now, pause. Don't just keep talking. Watch her reaction. Does her voice drop slightly? Does she suddenly criticize that woman? She seems high maintenance. Or, she's not really your type. That's not objective commentary. That's emotional friction. Sometimes she'll laugh, but it's tight, forced, and she follows with something like, "Wow, she must be special if you're talking about her." That's envy, wrapped in humor. Or she might go quiet altogether. Change the subject. Detach emotionally. Worse, she may subtly remind you she has a boyfriend, not because she's setting boundaries, but because she's trying to protect her emotional position. This isn't just random behavior. It's the psychological tug-of-war between desire and denial. Jealousy, in this case, isn't about control. It's not even about claiming you. It's about the fear that someone else might capture what she secretly wishes she could have. Even a 1-second pause, a twinge of sarcasm, a shift in her energy. It all speaks volumes. So the next time you mention another woman, don't just focus on your story. Focus on her micro-reactions. Does she mask discomfort with a quick smile? Does she defend her emotional space by pulling away? Remember, a woman doesn't have to confess attraction for it to be real. Sometimes, jealousy is the silent language of desire, spoken only in the spaces between words. Sign number 9, her body language speaks louder than words. They say actions speak louder than words. But when it comes to a woman's attraction, her body language screams what her lips may never dare say, especially if she's already in a relationship. She won't confess. She won't flirt overtly. She won't make it obvious. But her body, it doesn't follow rules. It responds to feelings. When a woman is drawn to you, even if she tries to suppress it, her posture, gestures, and proximity betray the truth. Pay attention. Does she lean in when you speak, even in a group setting? Does she turn her body toward you, even if she's talking to someone else? Is her posture open, relaxed, and receptive around you? These are not accidents. These are instinctive alignments. Her body is magnetized, even if her mind resists. Watch her hands. Are they relaxed, visible, and animated when speaking with you? Are her feet pointed in your direction when she's standing nearby? That's not coincidence. That's subconscious orientation. Her attention, even when distracted, gravitates toward you. And then there's something even more primal: mirroring. If you cross your arms, and she does too, if you lean on one leg and she follows seconds later, that's her body syncing with yours. It's called rapport. It's not mimicry. It's emotional alignment. And she may not even notice she's doing it. Now let's go deeper. There are subtle signals most men miss, like how she exposes vulnerable areas, her neck, her wrists. These aren't just casual gestures. Psychologists call this non-verbal vulnerability. It happens when someone feels safe and emotionally open. If she's playing with a necklace, brushing her hair to one side, touching her wrist or collarbone while talking to you, her body is saying, "I trust you more than I should." These cues bypass logic. They're rooted in biology. No one rehearses them. They leak out when the heart's louder than the brain. And finally, observe how she behaves in public space. Does she position herself close to you when there's plenty of room elsewhere? Does she linger just a little longer before walking away? That's her body seeking proximity, even when her circumstances say, "Don't." So next time she laughs at your joke, leans just a little too close, and her gaze drops to your mouth instead of your eyes, know this: she may never say it, she may never act on it, but her body already has. Sign number 10, she's emotionally invested in you. Attraction can come and go, but emotional investment, that's when a woman begins to care deeply. Not just flirt, but genuinely care. This isn't about surface-level interest. It's about something rooted, something real. When a woman starts remembering the things you've shared, the late-night dreams you opened up about, the stressful meeting you once mentioned, or even your favorite coffee order, that's not casual memory. That's emotional memory. She's tracking your life because you matter to her, and you'll notice it in the smallest moments. She checks in when you're going through something. She sends encouragement before a big day. She follows up not to be polite, but because she's invested. And here's the subtle shift most men miss. She begins to reveal herself, her doute, her hopes, her fears, not just random facts, but the soft parts of her soul. That kind of vulnerability isn't handed out freely. It's reserved for those who've made a space in her heart. And when she trusts you enough to go there, you've become more than just a guy she talks to. You've become someone she emotionally anchors to. So ask yourself, does she react when something good happens in your life? Does she light up with joy for you? Does she hurt with you, even from a distance? And more importantly, does she ask about your mindset, your inner world, not just your schedule? If a woman is consistently present emotionally, if she treats your struggles like they matter, and your victories like they're worth celebrating, you're not just in her orbit, you're in her heart. This is the final and deepest sign, not found in glances or gestures, but in the quiet way she connects with your spirit. Even if she never says the words, her actions will speak. Because love, at its truest level, is less about what's said and more about who stays present in the spaces where words no longer matter. Bonus sign: she finds excuses to text or call you. Let's be real, when someone's truly on your mind, you don't need a reason to reach out. You find one, and that's exactly what happens when a woman is secretly drawn to you, even if she's taken. She might send a meme you'd both laughed at weeks ago. Drop a casual, "This made me think of you." Or check in with something like, "Did you ever end up going to that place you mentioned?" On the surface, it looks casual, but underneath it's her way of keeping the thread alive, delicate, quiet, but persistent. Sometimes it's more obvious. A text that doesn't need to be sent. A call that didn't need to be made. A question she could have Googled, but asked you instead. And sometimes she covers it up with a laugh or plays it off as accidental. But energy doesn't lie. People don't invest attention where they feel nothing. You'll feel it. You'll notice she remembers the small things, what you're working on, what you care about, what you said when you were being real. She starts checking in, not just about your day, but about you. And when life hits you hard, She shows up in some way, texting to see if you're okay, or quietly cheering you on when you don't even realize she's watching. It's not about romance. It's about emotional residue, the kind that lingers even when logic says it shouldn't. You've probably noticed it already. The shift in her voice when she talks to you, the extra effort in how she presents herself around you, the way she leans in a little closer, or the way her eyes lock on just a moment longer than necessary. You remember the subtle touch on your arm, the way she asked something deeper than, "How was your day?" and how she got quiet when you brought up another woman's name. You didn't imagine any of it. That was attraction in its most unspoken form, hidden, restrained, but still alive. And now, these messages, these excuses to talk, they're not accidents. They're reflections of everything she can't quite say aloud. But here's the truth. Not every sign is meant to be pursued. Not every connection needs a conclusion. Sometimes, just understanding what's really happening is enough. If today's video gave you clarity or made something click like it to show you're paying attention, drop a comment below and type, "I see the signs." Subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, where we speak what others leave unsaid. And don't go just yet, there's another video waiting that might change how you see everything. Watch it now, and we'll see you tomorrow.